everyone, this is Marivir. I'm in Central Park and welcome to Conversations with MM. Today we will have a special guest, a veteran actress, director, and musician, Miss Lorli Villanueva. Beside me, hi Miss
Hi.
Lorli.
Hello, Mariver. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me again.
Oh,
Post-pandemic, it's been a while, right?
it's been a while.
Congratulations to us.
Right.
We
We
survived.
survived it.
Oh my goodness. So the last time we had a conversation was you told me that being a teacher was the best role you ever assumed in
Yes,
life.
yes,
So
yes.
do you still hold that feeling now?
I really still do.
Mm-hmm.
That we are what the young people look up to,
Mm-hmm.
in whatever way, even as an actress, as a teacher, or anything. Gusto ko pa rin I can share
Mm-hmm.
many. You also asked me why I don't go into teaching graduate school or all of that,
Or
which
master
I
class.
used, or master class. Or,
Mm-hmm.
it's because, first of all, I don't believe in grading.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And I hate grading people for what they do
Mm-hmm.
when it is not necessarily accurate, because there are many people who are on top of their class
Mm-hmm.
but never make it in life, in the
Yeah.
reality of everything. So it doesn't measure what you really are.
Mm-hmm.
What you see in the classroom does not measure.
So
What
what
I, yeah,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
What should the educational system do to, to enhance people's creativity and self-expression?
This is why I always believe
Mm-hmm.
in the arts and
Okay.
education together.
Right.
Because when you have creative arts or integrated arts,
Mm-hmm.
you have people develop their creative powers,
Right.
and flexibility, and being able to adjust in any classroom situation.
Mm-hmm.
So that is very, very important. To me now, I would rather be teaching as a motivational speaker,
Okay.
because I feel that I can share so many things in life that people can relate to,
Yes.
rather than make grades for them in a classroom,
Mm-hmm.
which they are not really able to use later on in life.
I know.
You
It's
know,
like useless, right?
yeah, it's like, it may not be useless. It may have its merits, like you learn math, you learn science, you like basic things. But the reality of life is not really there. What happens if you become something else that's not interested in science? You want to be a lawyer, or you want to be something else. So the basics in the classroom might be fine,
Mm-hmm.
but in the larger scheme of things, like I'm in the upper grades or in master's degree or PhD degrees, it does not. I don't feel good making grades for people like that.
Yeah,
Mm.
you're beyond that.
I think so. I think so.
You're
Yeah.
beyond that. So, question, you mentioned that you are doing some project for your book.
Yes, yes.
The Dancing with the
The
Dictator.
Dictator, yes.
Yeah, I read that. That was gripping. So, what's your plan for that book?
I really want to make a film out of that,
Oh, wow.
or have an editor do something with the many facets of that book.
Mm-hmm.
It talks about my experience as an immigrant,
Mm-hmm.
and there are so many experiences as an immigrant.
Mm-hmm.
It talks about the political side of things, and it also talks about the funny thing about being a prisoner,
Mm-hmm.
kidnapped, but at the same time we became friends.
Mm-hmm.
Marcos and I became friends.
That's a very weird twist, but
I
it
know.
worked well for you. So, what did that make you of? Did you somehow like Marcos despite the martial law
Yeah.
legacy that he had done?
I was always an activist. I guess I'm
Yeah.
still an activist at heart
Mm-hmm.
right
Mm-hmm.
now. But the thing is that I liked him as a person. He was a good person.
Mm-hmm.
As a personal friend, he was really great. But the political side of it, I wasn't into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really disliked it
Mm-hmm.
all the way.
I remember the book. I read your book. You were. It was a gripping time when you were in the yacht, and you could have really been easily killed there. But then it turned out that the person that he was supposed to gift to you became respectful because you stood
Yes,
your ground.
yes, I did. I was ready for anything at that
Mm-hmm.
point. I was ready to die. I was ready to jump off the ship. I was ready for anything. And I did not have fear for some reason. I wasn't afraid at that
Amazing.
point. So, you know,
Weren't you thinking of your children just to
yes,
survive?
yes. I was thinking of going home.
Uh-huh.
I was thinking of how they will be without me.
Yeah.
But at the same breath, I did not want my principles of being raped or given to somebody I did not like at that
Mm-hmm.
point. So I was ready to just
How old were
say
you at that
goodbye.
time, Miss Lorli?
I must have been in my mid 20s or early
Oh.
20s. I was young. I was young because I remember, well, my martial law daughter was born 1972.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't want to call my age. Never mind
Okay.
my age.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. But I was young. I was young.
Amazing. So
Mhm.
after that, what happened to you? Like, was there a post-traumatic um, impact?
Well, there was a girl with me there,
Mm-hmm.
and I never knew her name. To this day, I don't want to know her name. You
Mm.
know, and I was suspected to be the girl of Marcos. In fact,
Oh.
there were stories that I was the other woman of Marcos. No, it was
Oh.
never
Oh,
me.
wow.
I was a gift to this scientist, Dr. Max Goldberger.
Yeah,
Okay.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I never really thought of anything else after that but be afraid of Imelda.
You were afraid of
Yeah,
Imelda.
because Imelda was the one having me uh followed around.
Oh, you were being,
Yeah, because
monitored.
they were looking for and reason that why I was in the yacht,
Mm-hmm.
why I became friends with Marcos. But I was very wary of it. I'm a
Wow.
military girl, so
Yeah.
you know.
OMG.
uh
So, what led you to write the book
I needed freedom.
many years later?
I needed freedom. I wanted it out of my chest.
Mm-hmm.
I also wanted people to know that behind this monster was a human being. He
Okay.
was considered a monster by many.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, that's why he was called a dictator. That's why there was the Marcos regime, da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
But behind this was a human being.
How very paradoxical it
I
is, right,
know
madam?
it is. It
Like, you
really
can be
is.
very kind in terms of your immediate
Yeah,
circles,
yeah.
and then you are so brutal nationally.
Yes, that's how it was.
That's human nature
I
when you're
guess.
in power.
I guess so. When they're in power, they get intoxicated by the power.
Uh-huh.
But behind that, there's a human being.
Right.
There's a human being. And I found that human being during those 5 days of being kidnapped by
That's
him.
really, really remarkable,
Yeah,
amazing
yeah,
kind
I
of
know, I
experience.
know. In fact,
You should make that into a movie.
it's very controversial because when I went home, when he was being buried, and there
Yeah.
was a controversy whether he would be in the libingan ng mga bayani or
Right,
not. There
yeah.
was so many people. I actually went on TV and I said he should be
Mm-hmm.
he should be buried in the libingan ng mga bayani because no matter what, he was still our president. There were some things that were good, and no matter what, if you have Mussolini, Stalin, Idi Amin, all these big, worst dictators were buried as in the libingan of
As a president,
as
yeah.
president. Why not him?
Mm-hmm.
So I went into that and I said, I am an activist, but the principle behind that is that he was still our president at some point. He should be in the libingan ng mga bayan.
That's your word.
That's my word.
Yeah.
So as you said, it's very controversial. It's a
It's a paradox.
it's a paradox. He's neither good nor bad to me, and I stayed away from the politics of it all after
Mhm.
that. And even when he was going to be deported already to Hawaii,
Yeah.
he still called for me at Malacanang and asked me what I needed, what I wanted, what he could do for me, and I said nothing.
Oh
I
my.
always said nothing, no sir, nothing, thank you, nothing.
So I think that was your power, that you were not so enamored by the
Yeah,
power
yes,
that
yes,
he could have also given you.
yes, yes.
So you stood your ground.
I did. Mhm.
So did you not regret that?
No,
You could
no.
have you could have
Yeah.
many other
Oh
stuff.
yeah, I could be so rich right now, right? He offered
Yeah.
me riches,
Mm-hmm.
but I did not. I did
Mm-hmm.
not. I'm 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 happy looking at myself
Mm-hmm.
in the mirror in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
that this is me, that I've been honest to myself,
Right, right.
that my conscience is honest, that my conscience says this is what is right for you and this is what is not right for you.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that.
Great. So like you're retired in the professional sense, but you can very well share the wealth of experience that you have now here in the US, in New York. What is it that you still plan to do
Uh,
other than
now
your
retired.
uh-huh.
I like waking up late. First of all, I like to do what I want to do at any time at my own pace.
Mm-hmm.
But in New York, as you were saying earlier, there are so many immigrant stories here
Right.
that I could probably write about. And maybe that's what I should do. Maybe
Short, like short stories, narratives of
Yeah,
immigrants that inspire us all. That's
there was
amazing.
a time when I made comics
Mm-hmm. Oh.
sponsored by Land Bank and Far East Bank
Mm-hmm.
for OFWs.
Oh, you did.
Yes, I did. And I hope I can bring that back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
At the back of the comics were instructions on what bank they can use, how they can use a bank, da 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 da, da,
Mm-hmm.
which was very informative for everyone. I wish I could still do that. I
Okay.
also did at that time the National Disaster Manual.
Oh, you did.
Yes, I
Wow.
did that. It was launched by the military.
Mm-hmm.
It was used. I had flip charts. I had comics. I had books about national disaster. I offered that recently, and nobody's paying attention when I was in the Philippines. But I
Oh.
wish they would, because now we have all these disasters.
Because it's easy to comprehend if you do it in
Yeah,
comics way.
and Filipinos in general,
Mm-hmm.
do not like to read.
They just like to
They like
listen
to
radio.
radio or watch a magazine or comics.
Yeah, yeah.
So pag comics, tinatago nila yon.
Mm-hmm.
They keep it and they like to read it.
It's really an effective form.
Yes, it is a very effective form, especially for the so many percent of Filipinos who are too busy with their little lives.
Mm-hmm.
The little Filipinos, the ones who are in the farms, the one who are out of the city,
Mm-hmm.
they prefer the comics.
Right,
They
right.
even rent it.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
so if you
remember.
have stories of immigrants and OFWs there, of sad stories and happy stories, success stories and non-successful stories,
Mm-hmm.
they will like to read that. And it was sent out regularly every month at that time.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to do that again if given the chance. But sorry to say, it's so hard getting sponsorship from government now.
Uh-huh. Wow. Yeah.
I know.
It's bureaucratic, and
Yes,
it's like you have
yes,
to know
yes.
someone.
You have to know somebody. Correct.
Yeah, but now you have President Marcos Jr. What do you think of his leadership or presidency?
I do not know him personally,
Mm-hmm.
so I really don't know. I pray to God that he will know the things I've done.
Yeah.
And Amy Marcos seems to know more
Mm-hmm.
of what's going on with the general public.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope she listens to this. I hope she knows that there are things that I can still do for government that will support them.
Uh-huh.
Not necessarily for them, but for the people.
Right.
And
right.
when they do things for the people, that makes them good. That makes
That's
them,
what they should do because
that's what they
they're
should do.
elected officials.
Exactly. Exactly.
Amazing. Now I will shift to life here in the US. How have you been post-COVID since the
Yes.
last time we met?
We have been lucky that we haven't been stuck by COVID. I
Right.
had never.
OMG. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, God is good. Anyway, yeah. As I said earlier, I like waking up late, and
Mm-hmm.
and I still get a lot of texts and calls from ex-teachers
Mm-hmm.
who graduated in my program,
Right.
who are
With
now
Toro,
doing
right?
who are now doing very well. I have helped hundreds of them stay
Mm-hmm.
here and get jobs here and pass the exams.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, not all of them remember me, but
But that you made an impact to many.
yes, to many, I feel that I have done my part as a Christian,
Oh my gosh.
and
Yep.
that my job was really more of a vocation
Mm-hmm.
than a job. So that I enjoyed myself at the time. So now,
Are you
I,
happier here or happier in the Philippines?
I'm more comfortable in the Philippines.
Uh-huh.
I have more friends in the Philippines who are real friends,
Mm-hmm.
from way back when you're just a struggling nobody, you
Uh-huh.
know. Over here, these are professional friends now.
Mm-hmm.
But all my children are already here abroad.
So you're happier here, I
And
guess.
I guess I should just stay here because that's where
Mm-hmm.
my grandchildren are.
Yes.
They can come visit me more.
Mm-hmm.
I see them more. And then every now and then we have those little gigs in the consulate or wherever.
Yeah.
I still would like to promote the rondalia.
Do you? Yes, I
Yes.
covered you at one point. You were singing,
Yes,
and the
yes,
Rondalia was your
yes.
backup band or something.
I still believe that we should get the rondalia into mainstream,
Mm-hmm.
like other other instruments from other countries.
Are there Rondalia classes that you know of?
I was just talking to one of them, to Leon.
Oh, Leon. Yeah,
Yeah, I was
Delara.
just
Yeah.
talking to him. I said, Leon, why don't you bring back the teaching of the rondalia at the consulate? And he
Right.
said, it's a new, we have a new
Consul General.
general. And he said, we will propose it again. Yeah, you have to. I said,
Mm-hmm.
because young
It's
people,
vanishing art.
it's a vanishing art. And the older people still think of it as instruments for the bulag. You know?
For the bulag
For the
only?
bulag only, or the provinciano.
Oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
just went to the flag raising ceremony a few days ago, and they were playing there.
Yes.
Mr. Delara was
Yes,
playing, and
yeah.
it feels so good. They were playing Rosas Pandan.
Pandan, yes.
And then it's in Manhattan, so it's really nice. Like you have a mime that it's rural
Yeah.
folk,
Yeah.
but then you're in the city.
Yes.
So it's something
And
people
they're
should
beautiful,
realize.
aren't they
Yes,
good? Aren't they
yes.
good?
It feels so good in the heart.
So I was proposing to Leon and Lily. I
Mhm.
said, unfortunately, we lost Lito, but I think they have another friend now playing with them.
Mhm.
I said, why don't we do a Filipiniana night with all the old Filipino songs?
Right,
You know,
like the
and
classical.
invite artists like Lirio Vital maybe, or all these people who are
Yeah.
able to sing. We have
Go
a
for
lot
it.
of Filipino Broadway singers now
Mhm.
who can
Indeed, who can sing
who
that?
can sing.
Who would love to practice it?
The problem is, are we able to sell the tickets? You know how it is.
I
Yeah.
think it's a matter of time too. Like you just have to give it a little longer time
Yeah, because
to
alam mo
sell
naman ang
tickets.
Pinoy,
They want
pag
mga
kapwa
bago.
Pinoy, ayaw.
Uh-huh.
Pag Regine or whoever these big stars from the Philippines, they'll buy the ticket.
That's so strange too,
Yeah,
huh?
and then the local ones here
Who are here.
they don't want to patronize them.
That's-
And I feel very sad about that.
Uh-huh.
And I also feel very sad about the fact that we are still into the crab mentality.
You wonderfully said,
Yes.
frankly said.
Yes.
And so if right now I believe that the Filipinos in the diaspora have been heard and recognized already.
Mhm.
But still it could have been faster if there was more unity, right?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
That Filipinos shouldn't stop having this crab mentality.
Mhm.
There are so many associations here that they don't get together.
Yes, they make their own when
Yes,
they have
and
this.
they compete with each other.
That's so. Is that so Filipino, ma'am, or
I think-
it's any other race as well?
Maybe other races, but I see that even in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
You have one fashion show here, another one
Will be organized.
will be organizing too. If you have another any event, there's always a competition.
Right. I
And
wish we would see that the power of partnership, unity creates additional power to everyone, right? Instead of being
and you see,
broken.
one of the things I noticed is that when the Puerto Rican Day Parade came about,
Yeah.
everything in the news was about a Puerto Rican Day Parade.
Mm-hmm.
When the LGBTQ parade is coming up, everything else is coming
Mm-hmm.
up on TV,
Yes.
on news.
Uh-huh.
Juneteenth is all about it. We had the biggest Filipino parade this year.
Yeah.
It was not in any TV channel.
Was not?
It was not.
Oh my.
We never had it in the news. We didn't have it in CNN. We didn't have it in channel 7, 2, or 4
That's
or
sad.
5. Yeah,
I thought the mascara came out on Pix 11.
Pix 11.
Uh-huh.
But what about the other channels, the bigger channels,
Mm-hmm.
the more,
None. Yeah.
none.
We still need to push for more
We need more media coverage
and impact.
and we need more unity among ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess maybe if we have a Filipino leader or something there,
Mm-hmm.
in the national scene, maybe, or something, then maybe they will listen to the Filipino. So many talents on Broadway are Filipino.
Yes, yes.
But we don't have
You have Don
publicity.
Darrell Rivera
Yeah,
who's
we don't-
continuously
yeah.
with Aladdin.
And you know what?
Lion.
Princess is even in the board of directors for for women in films in New York. And
Oh.
she's Filipino.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
She's always advocating for Asian actors and Filipino actors. We don't hear about it.
I will schedule time
You
with her.
have to.
Yes.
You have to.
Yes,
She
there's
has
so much room,
to say.
so much to do, so much to say.
Yes.
So I believe that. So for as a master class expert, what do you advise artists, performers to shine in the US?
Here I don't know.
Competition
what
is
to say.
crazy.
Yeah, and also it depends on your managers. Here they
Oh.
depend on managers. You have to audition. We have to admit the fact that we all have to audition.
Right.
I have auditioned in many things too.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully one of these days you get picked up. But that's the way it is. What can I advise those who are already there
Mm-hmm.
is to
Or those who want to be there.
or those who want to be there, I still go with the managers.
Mm-hmm. You should have a very creative manager.
Yes, or somebody who will really push for you,
Mm-hmm.
who will push for the
Advocate for
Asian,
you.
who advocate for you. I have one such person who likes me,
Mm-hmm.
but she's really advocating for people with disabilities and with talents,
Mhm.
because now I'm considered a talent with disability
Mm-hmm.
because I'm in a scooter. But it doesn't diminish the fact that I'm still a talent.
Mm-hmm. So this is so New York. This
Yes,
sound.
this-
That was the ambulance,
and you're on
ladies and
Fifth
gentlemen.
Avenue.
You're on Fifth Avenue, the middle of Manhattan. Fifth Avenue divides Manhattan to east and west. So
Yes.
we're in the middle of this
And you're near Central
small
Park.
island. That's why we have this repertoire. So, okay, so I'm lost. Anyway, so what do we expect of Lorli Villanueva in the intermediate within this year? What's your?
Well,
I'm looking forward to seeing you,
I,
sharing your artistry publicly.
I'm still hoping that I can get a good editor
Mhm.
and put the book out.
Awesome.
The Dancing with the Dictator.
Looking forward to that.
Yes, that is one of the things that I have been trying to do
Mhm.
for the longest time. And also now that you asked me, I would like to be a motivational speaker
Mhm.
for different races in this country, because
Dealing with racism, for example.
I believe that women
Uh-huh.
in general, no matter what color, creed, looks, or whatever,
Mhm.
are all the same inside. We have the same grief. We go through the same challenges.
Mhm.
We go through the same turbulent life,
Mhm.
or we go through the same joys.
Right.
So I think that if that can be highlighted, I'm writing a book and I'm looking for an editor who will transform my personal biography into a story of women,
Awesome.
because now I feel that I'm just not one woman with that kind of experience,
Mm-hmm.
but women from all over the world have the same kind of experience as I
We're
have.
all humans.
We are
Same.
all the same inside,
Right.
right?
Awesome. So I look forward to that.
Yes, it's brewing
It's brewing before the year ends.
before the year ends.
Awesome.
Yes,
Thank you
yes.
so much for your time, Miss
Oh,
Lorli
Maribel.
Villanueva. And so it's another wonderful 30-minute. I think we're over 30 minutes. we could talk more for more, but it's all right. So thank you.
There's always a next time.
Yes. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for taking time to watch this episode with the wonderful Miss Lorli Villanueva.
And with the wonderful Maribel Monkibon.
OMG. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So after my interview with Lorli, I went around Central Park on the 110th gate. It's called the Gate of the Exonerated. So it's my first time to be here. It's so cool. I'm in Harlem. So Harlem is an enclave um, since the Dutch colonized this part, this city, now called New York. It used to be called New Amsterdam. So this is really, really cool. So there you got it. A piece of history and a piece of beauty here in New York City. Bye for now. Thank you so much for your time, Miss Lorli Villanueva. That was really wonderful. And ladies and gentlemen, see you again next week for another exciting episode with Conversations with MM. This is Marivir. Bye for now.